Hello, so today I'll be presenting about some data for houses sold between January 2016 and March 2018. We collected a sample of 90 customers from a population of 17,691 for houses sold in Melbourne between January 2016 and March 2018. And we have 9 variables, and we have categorized our data and created some graphs to look further into this. So the first variable is price, and we see that the most popular price range that customers bought property in was $280,000 to $729,999. We saw 33.33% of customers buying within this price range. The second most popular was $730,000 to $1,179,999. We saw 31.11% buying within this price range. Beyond $1,630,000 to $3,879,999, we see that the number of customers buying these sorts of homes are much less in comparison. The method of sale that was most popular was the sale method, which is 60% of customers, so 54 customers bought through this method. The least popular was vendor bid, which was we only saw 10% of customers buying with this method. The most popular type of dwelling we saw was house, so 77% of customers bought a house, and the least popular was townhouse, and we only saw 8% of customers buying a townhouse. The most popular real estate agent was Nelson, and Nelson was an outlier. We saw Nelson selling 13 properties, and next in line was Ray, who sold 7 properties, and then next in line was Jealous, and Buxton, and Barry, who sold 6 properties. And most of the real estate agents listed only sold 1 property, so Nelson was an outlier. Date of sale, we see that in 2018 quarter 1, we see the most sales that we have ever seen in a quarter during this investigation timeline. So we see 19 properties being sold in quarter 1 of 2018. We see that in 2016 and 2017 we have a similar number of sales. 2016 we see 36 properties being sold, 2017 we see 35 properties being sold, which is just 1 less. In relation to distance from CBD, we see that the most popular distance from CBD was 6 to 12 kilometres, so a lot of customers prefer to buy with this range. And the least popular was beyond 30 kilometres from the CBD. Second in line was 12 to 18 kilometres, so 22 customers bought a house 12 to 18 kilometres away from the CBD. The most popular number of bedrooms we saw was 3 bedrooms, so more than half of our sample size, so 51.11% bought a house with 3 bedrooms. Next in line was 4 bedrooms. We saw 22.22% of customers buying a 4-bedroom home. And the least popular was 7 bedrooms, so 1.11%. Only 1 customer bought a house with 7-bedroom home. Next in line was number of bathrooms, and we see the most popular number of bathrooms was 1 bathroom, so more than half, 53.33% of customers bought a house with 1 bathroom. The least popular was 3 bathrooms. We only saw 8.89% of customers buying a house with 3 bathrooms. The most popular land size was 600 to 799 metres, and we saw 36.67% of customers buying a house in this land size range. The least popular was 800 to 1200 metres. We only see 1.11% of customers buying within that range. Beyond 1200 metres, we see 5.56 customers buying a house with that land size range. In relation to confidence intervals, we see that the population mean, we see in relation to average land size for selling agent Nelson, so we found the average land size for selling agent Nelson in our sample, and that was 503.84 metres. Then we went to our population and we found the average land size for selling agent Nelson, and that was 433.59 metres. We also found the upper bound of our mean when we were doing our sample size mean, and the lower bound of our mean, and we've found that our population mean falls within the 95% confidence interval of the sample, which is great. The average price for all listings, we found that our sample mean was $1,068,093, and our population mean was $1,094,476.378. We found the upper bound of our mean, which was 1,194,20. And lower bound of our mean was 942,166.17. And we found that our population mean falls within the 95% confidence interval. We also did hypothesis testing, and which we tried to find out whether average price for PI listings was passed-in listings were more than the average price for sold prior listings. And our investigation told us that there is no evidence that average price for passed-in listings is more than sold prior listings. We found that our T-stat value is smaller than the critical value, so therefore there is no evidence that average price for PI listings is more than sold prior listings. We also tried to investigate whether there is a difference in average price for 2 bathrooms and 3 bathrooms, and we failed to reject the null hypothesis. The p-value, as we can see, is higher than 0.05, so we accept that there is a difference in average price for 2 bathrooms and 3 bathrooms. We also conducted correlation and regression. So we tried to find out the relationship between distance from the CBD and price, and as you can see, there's a negative relationship. So the further we go away from the CBD, the lower our price becomes. We've also made a regression model, and we see our correlation coefficient, which is 0.22, which is very close to 0, so therefore it is a very weak relationship. We also see our coefficient of determination, which is 4.97%, which is 4.97%, which shows also a very weak relationship, and that the distance explains 4.97% of the variation in price. Yeah. We also did a hypothesis test to find out whether there is no linear relationship between distance from CBD and price. And we found that the T-stat value is smaller than the critical value, so we failed to reject the null hypothesis, and we accept that there is no linear relationship between distance from CBD and price.